Okay, so it's day 7, we're in Poppleton. Day 6 was yesterday. I had some other stuff I needed to be doing yesterday, so I went in, but the guys and girls, I've got on with it yesterday. So what we've done, we've put 50mm fallback insulation in the ceiling. The reason why we use 50mm is because the customers requested sound block on this as well. We've took some sound block out there so that the light can go in the recess. We've done it on the walls as well. You can see there, we've got 50mm insulation there, and we've got this 50mm Rockwool sound block insulation. Really good stuff, really deadens the sound. These are pattresses we've put in the wall. Pattresses there for the TV bracket, pattress there for the consumer unit, and also pattress there for the heater, which we'll be putting in. So today what we're going to do, we're going to get the moisture barrier. We are going to staple that to the full building, and then we're going to plasterboard with these 12.5mm plasterboards. Now, in a minute, I'll explain to you about the warm and cold roof scenario yet again, but you can see now the roof's starting to really take shape. There's going to be a window over there, there's going to be bifolds there. You can see we've put the steel there. And all you home builders, people that bought the packs, on my Facebook group, you can all see that you've been using the steel and putting it in, and you're all doing a good job because some of the builds look like our builds, don't they, Sean? They do. Right, so we first fixed the electrics. What we've done with them, we've tacked them to the top, and then when we put the insulation in, we've cut a little track out, so that insulation is tight to the ceiling, so there's no air gap. So what I'll do, as soon as I've brought these plasterboards in, I'll explain the hot and cold roof scenario, SIPS panels and walls as well, and why, for the people that are bitching about my hot and cold roof, why that the walls are exactly the same as the SIPS panels as well, but we'll go down that road in a minute. So we're going to put these 12.5mm plasterboards on. We're going to use 38mm gyprock screws. We're going to use the impact driver, excuse me, and we're going to staple up this moisture barrier with this DeWalt staple and some 12mm staples as well. Hot and cold roofs. Right, here we go again. They are your roof timbers, like such. That is your OSB or ply or whatever it is you've used for the top of your roof. Right, so a cold roof, there's your plasterboard, there's your moisture barrier, there's your insulation, and that there is your recommended 50mm airflow gap. That then needs venting at the front and the back. So that's your cold roof. Warm roof, there's your top, joist, plasterboard, then your insulation goes on top of the roof, then you need another layer of ply or OSB free, and then whatever roof covering you choose to use. So that's your insulation there, that's your warm roof. That air then does not condensate because it doesn't come into contact with the cold. That air there comes into contact with the cold air there and condensates and can form mould if it's not vented properly. Right, so 2.5 is the maximum height you can have on these permitted developments from the highest point of land. Right, so what we have to do, because we can't extend our roof up that high, otherwise we are going to lower our roof internally and compromise our head height. So your head height then becomes very small and you have to bend over to sit in the room. So what we do, we have a sort of a hybrid roof. That's our roof joist. That's our OSB free roofing on there. Right, on this one what we've done, we've pushed our 50mm insulation tight to the top. There is no air in there. Yeah, and then on this one, it's actually, sorry, 60mm we've used on this one, thanks Adam. And then, because you want sound block, we've then put our 50mm sound block in there. We've then put our moisture barrier on, which Amy is stapling and Sean will show you now. So that's going on the roof and the walls complete. And then we will put our plasterboard there. There is no air in this cavity. Our cables are tacked tight to the side of the joists. The insulation is then cut around the cable like that, so there's no air in this cavity to condensate, therefore it's not going to condensate, therefore it doesn't need airflow. So that is your hybrid roof, right? You've got to do that because of the 2.5 so that you don't have to bend down. So for them people that are going to go, it's not right, it's not this, it's not that, what about your SIPS panels? SIPS panels, OSB, 100mm insulation, OSB. That is your full SIPS panels. You put that on the roof, That there is practically the same as that. Now when you join your SIPS panels together, you've got your timber in there, that joins them together. So that there's insulation, that there's your timber, which is that timber there. So that cold bridging is the same as that cold bridging there. So that SIPS panels are exactly the same as them. Now, just another point as well, walls. There's your wall. So we'll do a aerial drawing of your wall. That's your timber studs in your wall. That's your OSB for your outside. That's your breathable membrane. That's your insulation pushed tight to the back of there. That's your air gap. That's your moisture barrier. And that there is your plasterboard. That there is exactly the same as that, without the sound block, obviously. So the wall structure is exactly the same, but you can't vent your wall. So for all them going that, you need to vent them. But how are you venting your wall? Because you can't vent your wall. You don't put holes in the bottom of your wall and top it bottom of your wall, do you? So hybrid roofs do work in this situation because it's not high occupancy roof. You don't want to be this man. Look, he's sad. Look, he's bent over because he can't stand up properly because his roof's not right. So that's why we do a hybrid roof. Same as the SIPS panel, same as your wall, and they work and nobody complains about them. So stop complaining about this. If you don't like this, do that. Thank you. Okay, so plasterboarding. You want to plasterboard your ceilings before you do your walls. So what you need to do is, on a long one like this, make sure that this line runs dead straight through and then all your plasterboards will fall in place. What you want to do as well is, if you double timber in this, join it on the centre of that or thereabouts rather than the centre of that, and then you're not going to get any cracking or movement. And you need to stagger your joints, so we'll have a joint there and a joint there, and on this next board the joint will probably go somewhere there. What Adam's going to do and all, he's going to mark up his lights, he's going to ping a line on there and he's going to cut his lights out. We're going to cut them out as we go along so that if we've made the balls up we can rectify it straight away. So you can see the roof there. So basically we've got our 50mm foil backs in there. We've then got our, sorry, it's 60mm foil backs. We've then got our 50mm Rockwool sound block insulation. We've then got our moisture barrier and then our 12.5mm plasterboard. Adam's pinged a line on there now for that row of lights. We'll drill them out and make sure they're all in the right place. What you want to do with these screws, on the double ones we're just staggering them. But you don't have to, but they want to be at least 300 apart, the screw holes. So he's cutting out there with a 70mm hole saw, and we're using the Makita impact driver. Not impact driver at all, normal drill. And there you can see is located where the lights are, so that's where the spotlights will go. So they're bang on. We'll carry on with this boarding now, get this ceiling finished, and then we'll show you the walls. Okay, so we're coming to the end of the plasterboarding now. You see Adam's measuring there, so that wall there goes up with the pitch of the roof. It's not really noticeable unless you put the CV on the wall, and then you obviously see a tapered line, but apart from that it's absolutely fine. It gives you maximum head height in the room. We're able to do this. So we've rockwooled it, we've moisture barriered it, we're fixing it with these 38mm gyprock screws, and we're using these impact drivers to put them in. Board lifter sticks on the floor, put it on your board, pops the board up tight to the ceiling. So he's using the board lifter, or the accelerator pedal as we call it, to lift the board up. I'll put some screws in that now and it'll fix it. Right, so we're putting plasterboard back boxes in now. We use the deep ones just because it makes life a lot easier. Literally level your line, pop it on, draw around it, and then cut it out with the multi-tool. What we'll do then, we'll pop the hole out the back of it, and then we'll drill through so that when it's plastered we're not drilling in and disturbing any fresh plaster. Okay, day 7, we're finished for the day. It's raining again, so we haven't got the roof on yet. Tomorrow's going to be a better day, so we'll cedar clad the soffit and we'll put the roof on as well and put the fascia trims on. So we've plasterboarded it all. We put 50 mil in the walls, 60 mil rigid in the ceiling, and then we put our Rockwool as well, so our sound block as well. We've cut out for all the lights. We've plasterboarded it in 12.5 mil plasterboard, and we've used gyprock screws, 38 mil, and we've cut all the back boxes and sockets. We haven't pushed the cables through because it makes the plasterer's life easier. They're all sat on the outside waiting to come through. Okay, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget my packs are for sale as well. I'll put a link on the end, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.